There's a lie that a lot of men believe that the strongest are lone wolves, independent, self-made, doing everything on their own. And I've even had clients leave to go off into the wilderness alone, which sometimes I encourage, but oftentimes is some sort of deflection, some sort of ego program telling you, well, I have to figure this out by myself and I don't need anyone to help me along the way. And when that happens, look, it's not my job to convince my clients to stick around. They either see the value or they don't. However, what I do want to talk about today is this lie that you have to do everything alone. I've made videos on this in the past. I've also made videos talking about the importance of the lone wolf archetype. But in today's video, I want to, again, bring light to this lie that a lot of young men fall into, which is I have to do it by myself and I can't have any sort of support or I can't reach out to anyone. And I say to these guys that end up leaving, I'm like, yeah, look, you can do it on your own. You'll figure it out. But it's going to take a lot longer and a lot more pain and suffering along the way. So let's jump into this. If you look at the most successful men in the world, you'll notice one main difference. None of them did it alone. This idea of the self-made man, it doesn't exist. Lone wolves don't win if they stay lone wolves. They just survive and eventually burn out. Social media has glorified this idea of the lone wolf, grinding alone, winning alone, needing nobody. But it's not how men have evolved. It's not how people have evolved. We were built for tribes, teams, brotherhoods, groups where we compete, we collaborate, and we grow together. The lone wolf mindset, although it does sound strong, in reality, it does limit you. It plays a part, and it's important to develop that, but it will over time limit you. Because your environment determines your standards. And if you're surrounded by men who are lazy, distracted, comfortable, you will also fall into those categories. But when you're surrounded by men who train hard, work hard, and push forward, you end up rising. Okay, without that, it's really difficult to be in an environment where the majority of the people around you are doing one thing and you're trying to level up. Snoop Dogg has a great clip where he talks about closing the gap. And you either as you're growing, you either close the gap one of two ways. They rise to meet you, or you end up whiplashing back down to their previous standards. You end up adapting to your environment because that is what human beings do. And most men stay stuck, not because they lack the potential, okay? It is because they are in the wrong environment. They don't have this brotherhood or this tribe, all right? If you are looking for that brotherhood, if you are looking for that tribe, click the link below. Join the Apex Order. It is free. It is for young men who are keen to get around like-minded guys, work on themselves, develop themselves into high-value men, and start to take this game of life a little bit more seriously. Get out of the drifting, get out of the comfort, and start to put yourself in environments that push you. So click the link below to join the Apex Order. It is free, and then we've got tiers inside there where you get more and more access to me, live calls, courses, programs, an inner circle of guys that can really drive these extra standards for you if it's something that you don't have. Now, on your own, it is easy to fall off, skip the gym, procrastinate, break your promises. But when you're a part of guys, when you're a part of a brotherhood, that changes because now you have people watching. It's why I'm part of a men's group. It's why I do this work for you guys. You're not just letting yourself down when you fail. You're also letting the group down. And that pressure forces you into growth. Now let's talk about this for a second. Men need competition. Healthy competition. It pushes you to train harder, work harder, become better. When you are surrounded by strong men, it's very difficult to stay average because you're constantly being challenged. And the lone wolf doesn't get that. He has no standard to rise to. And for a lot of you young guys listening to this, you have grown up in a very feminized society. I know because I'm 31 and pretty much my entire life has been a very femme-centric view of masculinity. And a lot of men view their masculinity through the lens of the feminine, okay? And so these things like competition, aggression have been really demonized and labeled as toxic masculinity. But I'm here to tell you that competition, healthy competition is necessary. It's a part of being a man. It is such a good feeling when you're competing with your brothers and you get to win and then they get to win, right? And the ultimate form of healthy competition is versing the man in the mirror. It is beating the man that you were yesterday. And you can do that a lot faster, a lot more efficient when you've got other brothers on the same path who are also fighting the man in the mirror themselves. Even the strongest men have moments where things get heavy. Stress takes over, setbacks happen, doubt, okay? And this is where brotherhood becomes really important. It becomes critical even because you have men around you who understand, who support you, who push you forward when you feel like stopping, when you feel like giving up. And that lone wolf doesn't have anyone. And eventually that isolation can catch up to him. Okay? So get around a brotherhood, get around these guys. It will help you to endure for longer. And that's something powerful about building alongside other men. A shared mission, a shared standard, a shared identity. It creates energy, it creates momentum, it creates purpose. And that's what most modern men are missing. Male-on-male contact. They're not a part of something bigger than themselves. The lone wolf idea, although it sounds strong and is necessary, it is incomplete. The strongest men in history did not rise alone. They built with others. They fought alongside others. They grew alongside others. If you want to become that stronger man, you need the right people around you because your environment is everything. And again, that is exactly why I built the Apex Order. It's not just a program, it's a brotherhood, a standard, a way of life, gentlemen. A group of men who refuse to stay average. If you're tired of doing life alone, if you're tired of starting and stopping, if you want to surround yourself with men who actually push you forward, the link is below.